So you've clicked on the box here and you want to see how we assemble the sport bench, which is this guy right here, PowerBlock sport bench. They make two different models of bench. This is the adjustable one, they call it the sport bench. And then this is the dip attachment. This is only $49, and if you've ever done dips before, you realize the utility of having a nice dip bar for you. You know, a lot of too wide, a lot of too narrow, not stable. So if you've already bought the bench, which I think retails at $200, an extra $49 to be able to do dips seems like a good deal to me. So I think there's two things here. Some people are going to watch these videos just to see what's in the box, and I think that's awesome. If you're interested in actually assembling, we'll do that too, just to show you what it's like. So a couple zip ties on here. Really helps to have a utility knife to get rid of that stuff quickly. And then you've got this attachment. Looks like it goes down into the bench. And I see a sticker on here that says made in China. So in some of the other videos I've talked about most of this PowerBlock stuff being all American company, everything's assembled in America. Well, obviously I guess not everything is assembled in America, but this is really good, you know, thick steel and good quality component. This is the attachment now for the dip stand. This is what I was talking about earlier. A lot of times I go to a gym or I try to do dips just on a couch or a table or something or a chair, and it's just really not convenient. But this, you know, I'm a pretty big guy, probably 34 chest, and so when I'm doing this, like, that's a very comfortable grip for me. Now, if you're a you know, heavyweight bodybuilder, you might not even be able to fit here. If you're you know, a toothpick type girl, that would be a little bit wide, but I think that's going to be a pretty good grip for everybody. Notice it's not adjustable at all. So once we screw this attachment onto the other, like, we're stuck with that. If you're worried about this, the back of the dip bar, the smallest part is 15 inches. So if you got in real close, it's at 15. The furthest part is 21 inches apart. So if you don't feel like you can fit into that 21-inch space, that might be an issue for you. And each of the bars here goes out about 9 inches. So if you had 15-inch wide hands, which I don't know anybody that does, you wouldn't even be able to fit your hands in the bar. So that's how that goes here. This is a pretty quick and easy assembly. So I'm going to go ahead and do the assembly. If you're just here to see what's in the box, go ahead and turn the video off. So jump over here. It comes with a good set of instructions and all the nuts and bolts you need. Go ahead and open that guy. So this looks pretty straightforward. You've got a tension bolt that you'll use to assemble this into the bench. And I just got 2 bolts, 2 nuts, 4 washers. A lot of times I get confused. Where do I need a washer at? But because you have 4 here, you know that you want a washer on each bolt and on each nut. And to be a good guy, good man, you need to at least pretend like you're reading the directions. So I probably don't need these, but in the effort of making a thorough video, I'm going to at least pretend that I'm looking at the directions here. Yeah, and this looks pretty straightforward. So this guy goes into the back of your bench, and they're showing you doing that first. You know what? So for the benefit of the doubt, let's just do that. Now, when you get the PowerBlock, the sport bench from PowerBlocks, it comes with a plug in here. So that wasn't too hard. I just took the edge of the utility knife and that popped right out. So now your dip bar is going to go right back in the back of this. So I'm a little concerned. Do these bars go in the back or do those bars go in the front? One thing I think that might be an issue is this guy here is supposed to screw down onto the bar to hold it in. So I'm going to guess, since that's on the lower part, that we need the bar in the lower part there. So that looks good. Let's see what the angle's at. If I was to do that right here, that angle would be kind of weird. The bench is supposed to be at the 45-degree position. Yeah, which is one down there. So now as soon as I do that, notice that this guy goes to level. So that is the position we're on. And then your dip bar is just going to stand right up here. For me, this is a great height. What am I? I'm 5'10", about 200 pounds, give or take. And for me, look at, like, I'm going to have to jump up a little bit to get to that dip. So that's exactly the position I want to be in. Let's go ahead and throw those bolts on. We'll see how it works. Set that there. Stay. Okay, so far all these bolts have been 17 millimeter. I'm going to assume that that's what it is here too. Got a washer here. Make sure it goes through your bar. Make sure it goes into the hole. That reminds me of a sticker I received on my car once. This joke could be slightly profane, so if your kiddy's watching, parental discretion is advised. So I came up to my car once and I had parked really close to this other car. I came back out to get the car. And I had a sticker like on the windshield. I'm like, what is this? So I look at it and it says, I'm going to make it PC. It says, I hope you don't have sex like you park because you'll never get it in. I thought it was definitely an insult of sorts in the way I parked, but I thought it was funny. So I took the thing and I copied them, and then for the next year I passed them out whenever anybody parked kind of strange next to me. So I guess it's kind of a fun way to criticize somebody. Alright, so just go ahead and tighten these down to torque. Again, I like this ratcheting wrench. I think I paid about $200 to get the tool set there from Craftsman, but honestly, I've worked on cars and stuff for the last 30 years, and so far that thing's got every tool I need in it besides the screwdriver. There's probably a screwdriver in there too, I just have one that I prefer. So a couple of things, I'm tightening this down to torque, and it looks pretty good, but you notice that this is spurring around on me when I torque down on it. So one of the other things they give you here is this little screw. And when I buy these benches, and you can buy these benches from PowerBlock. Also, you can get these benches through Beachbody. If you buy the bench with a Beachbody, it's $200 list price, but you can get a 25% discount as a coach. If you need more information on becoming a coach, send me a PM. But it's almost reason enough just to be a coach to get the discount on the bench. But I got these from Beachbody. I'm like, why is there an extra bolt screwed or soldered to the side of this, welded to the side of the bench? And I had no idea. But then when I found out they had these attachments, that's where this extra screw goes in to hold down your dip bar. Because if you're jumping around real hard on this thing, there's a possibility it could come up and come loose. So that's all there is to it. That really wasn't too hard to put together. If you can screw two bolts together, you can do this. But let me go ahead and show you. I'm not at my strongest right now, so don't criticize me if I can't do 20. But just to show you, because really this bench only has two wheels in the back, a bar, and then one little bar in the front. So I'm up. That feels real stable. Now if I go around like this, it's going to get a little loosey. But right here, I'm ready to bust these out, and I'm on carpet right now. So, again, I'm not in my best shape ever. If I can do that, feel pretty stable wiggling that around, that's a good solid dip attachment. And you're not going to find anything else in your house that you can get for such a low cost and give you such value. Another question that has been brought up to me already is like, great, now you've got that dip bar on there. Can you still do all the positions of the bench? So can we still go all the way low? That still fits perfect on there. So I can still use my flat bench, all the different positions in between, no problem. All the way up. I guess the only other possible concern now is if you're using this bench for like a military press, is that going to get in your way? And I can reach that if I go way back. Right there, that would be bad form anyway. But I don't know, maybe a 70-pound dumbbell would hit that. Now, if you're working with less than 70, I think you'd be safe. But yeah, don't be surprised if you do hit that. In that case, how hard is it to take this thing off? I don't even think you have to unscrew this guy all the way. Just make it loose. Pull that out. And then you can store that somewhere else, away from it, if you need that extra room. So $50, I think this is a really good attachment. In fact, buy the bench from Beachbody for $150 instead of $200, and then you basically get this dip bar for free. All right, if you like the video, please subscribe to me and or click on the other videos and see how we put together all this PowerBlock stuff. Hey all, it's Puckett here, and if you watching this video, you've clicked on the box here and you want to see how we assemble the sport bench, which is this guy right here, PowerBlock Sport Bench. They make two different models of bench. This is the adjustable one, they call it the Sport Bench. And then this is the dip attachment. This is only $49, and if you've ever done dips before, you realize the utility of having a nice dip bar for you. You know, a lot of too wide, a lot of too narrow, not stable. So if you've already bought the bench, which I think retails at $200, an extra $49 to be able to do dips seems like a good deal to me. So I think there's two things here. Some people are going to watch these videos just to see what's in the box, and I think that's awesome. If you're interested in actually assembling, we'll do that too, just to show you what it's like.